The soulful, gentle sounds of jazz. The melancholic and somber tones of the blues. Combine that with some fine wine and bubbly brews, and you've got a day of fun in America's coolest small town.
The Berlin Jazz, Blues, Wine, and Brews is this weekend in historic downtown Berlin. Ryan Nellens is the executive director of the Berlin Chamber of Commerce. This is the 16th year for this event?
It sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
It just keeps on going.
It keeps
Must be
growing.
doing something right.
I can't take credit for all those other years, but we're working hard at it this year.
All right, well, let's start with the music. You have jazz and blues, and you've got a good lineup.
I'm pretty happy with it. Our headliners this year are the Nighthawks, and they are a classic blues act that is going to attract a lot of fans. We're really excited to have them. What we're doing is we're going to be bouncing bands back and forth on Main Street. So we're going to have a stage uptown and a stage downtown, which lets us keep the music going without having to stop so that bands can get on and off the stage. So we'll have a blues band play, a jazz band play, back and forth.
Oh.
Huh.
So we have the Nighthawks. We're thrilled. We're going to have the Rodney Kelly Jazz Experience. We're going to have Lowercase Blues. And I know that there's a lot of folks that are big fans of theirs.
Yeah.
And we're going to have the Salisbury University Jazz Ensemble with Professor Tabor. So very excited about having some very good local talent up there.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. You see, got the music covered, so tell us about the wine tastings. What's that all about?
So we're going to have tastings for beer, wine, and mead. And we will have 10 different stations set up. We'll have local favorites. We're going to have Burley Oak and RAR and Evolution. We're going to have Burnish. They're from Salisbury here with you guys. We're going to have the Big Truck Farm Brewery, as well as a number of vineyards. We're going to have Onley, Misfit, Dove Valley, and Tipsy Teacher, and Buzz Meadery as well, rounding it out. We're going to have good, I believe, 10 vendors.
Wow.
Yeah.
As well as tons of other snacks, art, crafts, you name it. We're gonna,
Yeah. So there's going to be food, right?
Absolutely. We're going to have a few trucks. We're going to have the Street Kitchen, which is an enormous fan favorite, as well as a few others, all scattered around. You're going to have to move around to enjoy all of it.
That's the point, right?
That's it.
What about Artisan Alley? Tell us about that.
So one thing that I've tried to do is tap new talent. And there are a lot of folks, especially through COVID, who've learned to lean into their talents for side income, however they're going to do it, even if it's just a hobby. But getting into a event can be very difficult. It can be very expensive. So what we did is we set aside one street downtown, said, all right, we're going to charge a minimal price to get in, but we want to have a good venue for all these folks to get their feet wet. And I think that we've really succeeded in that so far.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a great event. Give us the day and time.
It'll be May 6th from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, but this party doesn't have to stop there. There's going to be a bunch of venues in town, the Globe, Sisters Wine Bar, the Village Inn. I believe Burley Oak might have a band playing later too. So you, once we're done on Main Street, you won't have to go home, but you won't be able to stay there.
Okay.
Ryan Nellens, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about this great event.
Thank you
Sounds
for
like
having
a
me.
lot of fun.